Hello and welcome back to Nostalgic Buzz, Gen Z's take on trends and tides. I'm Josiah Perez, and today I'm here with
Dillon Gorman. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hey Dillon, how's it going? I understand this is your first time on this podcast, and how are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. Let's get into it, man. I'm enjoying being here. Let's get it going.
Alright, so today's topics is what's up with Trump, this week in olds, Gen Z in the news, and your favorite, argue about something you care about. What's up with Trump?
Executive orders.
Yeah!
Already know.
The Department of Education being shut down. In the article, APnews.com, President Donald Trump signed an executive order Thursday calling for the dismantling of the U.S. Education Department, advancing a campaign promise to take apart an agency that's been a long-time target of conservatives. And I understand, Dillon, that you have some knowledge on this topic as well, if you would like to share.
Okay, so, actually I would. So, Trump's main focus in shutting down the Department of Education is to conserve money. A lot of sources, including the Washington Post, AP News, Epoch Times, have all stated that Trump's main goal with shutting down the Department of Education is to pretty much save the America money and also to allow schools to teach curriculum that is important to their students' life and their knowledge and what they need to learn. Not a lot of extra stuff, as some people may know. That's why Trump wants to get it gone.
Is for extra stuff. For extra stuff, can you give an example of what the extra stuff might be?
So, from what I've read personally, a lot of the stuff that he wants to get rid of is more what I call targeted programs. So, like CRT, which is critical race theory. He also wants to start reducing gender studies to students. He wants to kind of leave that to their own home knowledge. So I think that's really interesting. So those are a couple of reasons why he wants to kind of cut back on the Department of Education and perhaps shut it down.
And yeah, honestly, I kind of do agree with this and the shutting down of the Department of Education, because it's like when you go to school, you need to learn. I feel like you need to learn the basic things. You need to learn how to read, write, do math, and science, right, and history. But I feel like all these extracurricular BS, like you said, critical race theory. Yeah, it's history, but like at the same time, it could be pretty touchy. Don't you think? What's your take on that?
I honestly agree. I feel like if you're going to maybe teach people critical race theory, to maybe leave that in its own sort of like practice, maybe outside of a school. Maybe you can join a club on like Facebook or something that teaches it, but I don't think we should leave that up to the students to learn. I think they should only be learning a couple of things, and like you said, just the basics. Maybe we can teach children more and students more to just love another for who they are and not maybe emphasize on that sort of reality.
Yeah, exactly, because honestly, it could push out an agenda of hate towards other races. Here's an example for white people, right? When you learn about all this race stuff, they can feel victimized and everything for stuff they didn't do, and then other kids may get mad at them even though they're just learning, you know what I mean? And it's like, I understand that it's important to learn about these things, to learn about the history of things that happened in the past, but it's another thing to learn about these things and then hate on the kids who have the skin color of the negative things that they did in the past, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think we should just teach students, the golden rules: don't hurt one another, don't touch one another, and treat people how you'd want to be treated. I think that's really what it should come down to. I don't think we should teach children that they're different from their race. No, we're all the same. Pretty much every one of us has 5 fingers, a nose, and a mouth and lungs. So,
is there anything else you'd like to inform Mr. Taylor and the audience?
Honestly, there's really no big news so far on why he's shutting it down. It is a new thing. He's just recently started doing this, maybe a week and a half ago. So there's still more coming out. So everyone keep your ears open, maybe do some more research into it. And so that's pretty much all I had for that.
All right. And I guess with that, we can move on to our next topic. Our next topic is This Week in Olds. And what is something that parents or adults have talked about or done in the past that is no longer a thing? TV workouts. Mr. Taylor, a long time ago when you're just, sitting in the living room, you turn on TV, see someone in like a Speedo or a onesie just getting down with it. Just getting down. You don't see that anymore.
Hit them lunges.
You don't see that anymore at all, right?
No, not at all. You really rarely see that.
Rarely. And this article I found, andrebegin.blog, talks about where have all the exercise shows gone? And it reads, not that long ago, exercise shows were a staple of daytime TV at any time of the day, sometimes evenings too. There always seemed to be an exercise show of some kind on one of the channels. And this was long before having 200 to 300 channels to choose from. I admit that I was a disciple of those shows. To me, it was important to maintain a healthy shape because I did not want a repeat performance of my husky years. In short, to summarize this, they're gone. They don't exist anymore. They've been erased from the freaking earth, eradicated.
I think one of the reasons why, though, is like over time, gyms and exercise education has kind of been, pushed forward due to social media and stuff. So we don't really see that anymore. You don't really pop in a VHS tape anymore, and just watch two guys in a Speedo tell you how to do a couple lunges. No, you usually just go on Instagram now, and every city or town usually has a gym now. It's not like how it used to. What's your take on that, Josiah?
I agree, but here's the thing. There's still cable and there's still daytime television. If you have DirecTV, you can pop it on the channels, any channel you want. But for some reason, they all just decided to get rid of the workouts. And I think it's kind of interesting because, yeah, you're right. There's open gyms, and they just moved all to Instagram. But what about the people who don't have a gym near them and they don't have Instagram because they're an old fart like Mr. Taylor? So it's kind of hard to take that away from the people who used to watch that a lot. Like this guy in the article.
I guess I definitely agree. Some people may not have the resources to view those things, but I feel like that's the reason why there's majorities and minorities for products and stuff. Like if a minority of people are only buying a certain product, but a majority of people are buying the other product, I think it'd be smart to discontinue the minority product over the majority product. And I definitely think that's one of the factors that is happening here. Most people just moved to Instagram and started watching people, informative people like Dr. Mike or Sam Solik. So they just moved to those instead of watching, maybe a 30-minute video just telling you to do certain exercises with no knowledge.
That is true, but with the watching of the video, the 30-minute exercise with no knowledge, I mean, you can pretty much say the same thing for Instagram, just depending on the person who's teaching you the knowledge.
That's true. That's definitely true. And I also think another reason why is just TVs are just more turning into kind of placeholders. And by that, I kind of mean, we have channels and stuff, right? But people only watch like 3 main channels.
I mean, yeah, that's true. And honestly, you do make a good point about you're watching TV to watch TV. I wouldn't really tune into a TV to want to work out. I would just, like you said, probably go to a gym or watch a YouTube video on how to do a tutorial. All right, and I think with that, we kind of came up with a consensus of why, TV workouts disappeared, don't you think?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Instagram and social media kind of drove it out, and that's kind of what happened there,
All right, and with that, we can move on to Gen Z News! Yeah! Gen Z News! All right, in today's Gen Z News, 1st of April, 2025, we got a new trend. I just don't think at this age I'm supposed to live an uncomfortable life trend. Yay! Yay! Yay!
Okay.
All right. First off, what the fuck? All right, honestly, I feel like we're just kind of turning anything into a trend now. Because, what does this even mean, bro?
Honestly, yeah, I agree. We've turned a lot of things into trends, like eating a Tide Pod. I don't really know what the beneficiary of eating a Tide Pod would be. Maybe to clean out your system, get a little bit of that. This is just another way to complain about today's life, which is honestly gifted. So what do you think about this trend, Josiah? Do you think it's a good way for people in Gen Z to maybe express their doubts upon their current life? Or do you think it's just another way for people who are gifted in society to just complain? Or do you think it's actually a meaningful trend?
You know what? Let's find out. According to ramd.am, it explains a little bit further about what this trend actually is. Some things in life just aren't worth suffering through. At least that's the energy behind this viral TikTok trend. Inspired by the White Lotus Season 3, the trend takes a line from Parker Posey's character. I just don't think, at this age, I'm meant to live an uncomfortable life. I don't have the will. The creators are using this dramatic declaration to justify skipping life's little inconveniences, whether it's avoiding economy class, opting for food delivery over cooking, or buying the extra expensive version of something. This trend is all about embracing convenience, indulgence, and refuse to settle. Why are we turning laziness into a trend?
Well, I definitely think the reason for this is because people think that expressing their emotions online is going to get God's hand to gift to them the wine and cracker that they so want, okay? It just makes me angry because, I've had a pretty rough upbringing, and these people just are so mad because they wanted to get all the college student debt for some reason, and now they have a way to complain about it. It's just like, if you want to have such a successful living, you must put in the hard work, and if you're going to go, oh, my life is hard, everyone's life is hard. No one's life is easy. We all struggle with mental issues, physical issues, just barriers that set us a proper goal, but you have to overcome those, and you know what? If you can't, that's like everyone else, then you're not fit to be where you are. I definitely think this is a ridiculous trend, and I just think it's another way for people who have it good want to complain. Mind you, most of these people are filming on $1,000 iPhones complaining about these sort of things.
Exactly.
So.
Okay, I understand wanting to get out some type of anger or some type of discomfort in some way, but there's healthier ways to do that than to spread it online and then try to get likes and views out of it, because that just becomes its own thing on its own. So it's just honestly, instead of spreading your hatred and negativity online about how you didn't get a fucking green pencil when you wanted a blue pencil, maybe just like take a deep breath or eat a fucking fortune cookie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. With the paper still inside of it.
With the paper still inside of it, so it comes true. All right, next topic. Argue about something you care about. Mr. Taylor, earlier this week, I was walking by your desk and I seen Make Out Mischief on your desk, so you know what Naruto is. So if you have played this game before, you're gonna know. But if you haven't, there's this game called Naruto Shinobi Striker. In the game, you pretty much create your own ninja, be part of a village, and go on team missions with other players. But the unfortunate thing is, when the game first came out, it was really good, and it was tactical. You had to use your brain, you had to use your skills. But for some reason, more and more along the line, they started pumping out things which made the game just spam and not playable. And the person who knows about this is yours truly, Dillon Gorman.
Yes, sir. So, I wouldn't say I'm a newbie at this game. I've been playing for a long time, for about 2 years, okay? And, man, I've pretty much witnessed brutality over and over on this game, and the reason why is because the creators of the game decide to add some fucking bullshit, some absolute bullshit. I'll be playing, and the next thing you know, I'm dead immediately because some guy from across the map just spammed me with a Chidori and then used a freaking bow and arrow that shoots out lasers and takes all my health away. And then what Mr. Josiah hears is, I can't take it.
Yeah,
and
literally, I'm not even kidding.
Very frustrating.
Like, Mr. Taylor, like, I'll be playing the game, and the next thing I know, I look at my phone, and this guy's just freaking just gyrating all over my camera. Like, that's how mad he gets. That's how mad he gets when he plays this game. And here's the thing, and it's like, these things are not even Naruto. Like, this bow that like shoots lasers, that's more out of Bleach. This is not in Naruto. This shit freaking sucks. Like, think about this. You're in the corner, charging up your jutsu, getting your chopper ready to go attack the enemy team, maybe you're popping a heal, and the next thing you know, fucking, I don't know, EDP comes in the fucking behind you and just starts fucking giving you a cupcake. Like, it just makes no sense. Like, alright, when I play a Naruto game, I want it to be tactical, just like the show. I don't want to get Rasengan every fucking second. And it makes no sense. Because freaking Bandai Namco needs to really just think about what they're putting out and how they can fix it, because there's three major problems with the game. Number one, the matchmaking. Absolutely abysmal. When I play it, I be playing with level 1s, and then I go against a level fucking 100 because you guys don't fucking life. Like, alright. And then number two, the SS plus weapons. We only had SS weapons. Those were good because they were cool, they had nice attacks, and they were tactical. But no, SS plus, guess what? It's just yes, and
it's a crash out.
It's a crash out. And then the third problem is all the cheaters in the game. Like, I'll be chilling, I'll be playing the game, and then this 6-foot monster of a human freaking being comes to me and just Chidori's me across the map. It makes no sense. They need to really understand and figure out the issues with their game, because I've been playing this for at least 3 years straight, and I'm telling you right now, I've never wanted to absolutely just Chidori through Rin myself and just die. Like Dillon, what do you think?
Yeah, man, I completely agree. A couple days ago I was playing, and I was on the phone with yours truly, Josiah, and I'm just playing, and actually I was doing pretty good. I was getting all the kills. I was helping my team win, and then out of nowhere, 2 SS plus bows started lasering me.
Singo.
I jumped up into the air like a crazy cricket and threw my controller, got back up, sat down, and deleted the game. I rage quit it. I've never rage quitted so hardly before. This game needs to bring some sort of sustenance to the SS weapons that were once what we enjoyed.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's also the rage, too. It's like, okay, I'll give the game the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't rank you down unless you leave the game. Apparently, there's this new meta to where when you join a game and you leave, it's just become meta. I don't know why. Like, they're ranking down, and it just makes no sense. But it also sucks because it leaves you with no teammates either. And then the thing is, you don't rank down depending on your performance. You can always just rank up. But even though that's a feature, you still tend to rage. Here's the thing. What makes you rage the most is all the things we said so far. But there's one thing that just happens. It's just it's rage buying. Mr. Taylor, you're gonna think I'm a fucking idiot, right? But no, here's the thing. When you're getting your ass handed to you on a silver platter by fucking Alfred, right? It's a character that you haven't gotten yet. It's DLC. You're gonna want that, right? So you can kick ass. So what you do is you go to the shop, rage buy, and then regret it 3 seconds later because you just spent $5 fucking on, I don't know, fucking Shisui.
I 100% agree. Recently, Mr. Taylor, I just got so mad I bought $30 worth.
And
I didn't necessarily regret it, but a couple of characters I did regret. But Mr. Taylor, since you like us, like Naruto, we thought maybe we'd bring this game to your knowledge. You may even want to try it. It is a fun game. It's a decently balanced game. But right now we're in a very spammy, bitchless meta. Yeah.
In other words, we're the fucking Black Plague right now, and we can't get out.
Yeah, so that's what we had to argue about.
Yeah, that's what we had to argue about, and honestly, I feel like this was a successful podcast, don't you think?
I agree.
Okay, next week, on the list, we'll be talking about what's up with Trump, this week in old Gen Z news, and you guessed it, arguments what you care about. Yay! 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 Yay!